I want my honey bun to the bone. It's a foam roller in my new song. Hey, Nicole here. Kyle Bear? Nope, Kylie Bear behind the camera.
That's better.
That's the husband. 10 things I wish I knew before I lost weight. For those of you that are new, Kyle and I have lost 130 pounds each. This is our 7th year in our weight loss journey, and as we've gone throughout the years, losing weight, putting on muscle, we've learned a lot of things that we wish somebody would have told us before we lost weight, so we thought we'd share these with you now.
Yeah, if we would have known some of these, we wouldn't have freaked out at every stage.
Or we would have at least, expected them, because some of them kind of like blindsided us and we were like, oh, I didn't know about this. Okay, first one. You still get to eat what you like. It's just portioned. What we did was we kept putting off losing weight because we were scared that we thought you would have to only eat diet food and do exercises that we didn't like or didn't want to do.
Give up all your favorite foods. Never eat pizza again was like our worst nightmare.
Yeah, we honestly believed that if we were to lose weight, we would have to eat chicken and broccoli and do, in the beginning, I didn't want to do squats because I could barely bend over. So I thought that I would have to do tons of squats and eat chicken and broccoli. And that was it. And that was how I had to lose weight. But we discovered that when we first started, we didn't change much of what we were eating. We changed how much, not what. We still ate everything we liked. We just portioned it. So that was one thing we had no idea. We honestly thought you only eat diet food.
And we're in our 7th year now, and we're still eating the foods we like. It's just changed, like Nicole said, the way we eat them and how much.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're, just starting out, just know you don't have to hate your food. You can like what you eat and lose weight. Number 2, we thought, okay, this is gonna sound funny, but we thought when we started losing weight, all our health problems were gonna magically disappear. The thing is, what happened was some of the weight and health problems were masking underlying damage of what our weight did. So as we started shedding 50, 60, 70 pounds, we started, we were feeling excellent. And then one day, after losing 70 pounds, we started getting really bad back problems, heel problems that we didn't have before. And we were like, what on earth? We're getting healthy. Why are we getting these problems? The thing is, we had so many things wrong with us when we were overweight and unhealthy that it masked a lot of the stuff. It sort of distracted us from knowing about the underlying problems, like our backs. We damaged those. We damaged our knees a lot. We're still dealing with knee problems. We just work around it and we strengthen them by doing weight training.
And we don't want to deter you guys from losing weight.
No.
Because the reason we noticed our knee problems and back problems is because Nicole got rid of sleep apnea. I reversed type 2 diabetes. So we did heal major things. It's just what we didn't know, and we started to freak out. We were working out more and we're like, why are we getting these physical problems? I thought everything's perfect once you lose weight.
That's basically what we're saying is we were under the impression that when we lost all the weight, that our bodies would be the perfect bodies that we've always wanted. You will feel so much better. We felt so much better. And don't get us wrong, we are so grateful to our bodies and how much they've bounced back. But there are things, because we got so heavy and unhealthy, there are things that didn't bounce back. We both have some knee problems. I do have a heel problem, but we keep all of that under wraps, and we don't have any pain by stretching daily and by working out and eating properly.
Building as much muscle as we can on our legs too really helps our knee problems. And we call these problems nowadays quality problems.
Exactly.
Because we fixed the major issues and now we have these minor ones that are standing out that were kind of hidden before.
Not meant to deter you, like Kyle said. It's just something that we didn't know and we wanted to share it with you. We were under the impression that our bodies would be perfect, and we did do some damage, but just know it's totally worth it. We're so glad we lost the weight. We feel so much better. Number 3, Kyle and I have extreme personalities, meaning we take everything to the extreme. We have no filter with that stuff. So when we ate, when we were heavy, we overdid it. We thought when we started losing weight and stopped eating the amounts we were eating, that extreme would just go away. But what happened is we did the extreme in other ways. We took away all salt, and then we ended up getting headaches. Then we put the salt back in and we took away food groups. And then we would just do that. We'd put that back in and overdo cardio. So this is just a precaution. If you have an extreme personality like us, just be aware of if you put it into something else after. So we basically just have to, look at what we're doing and call ourselves on it.
Find balance, call each other on it. Yeah.
Yeah, we just balance it out. Number 4, scale advice. I think everybody, when they go on a fitness journey, weight loss journey, gets it in their head that they need to weigh themselves like every 2 hours. I was like that. I would drink something and get on the scale to make sure that I didn't gain too much weight. There was a fear there. There became an obsession, especially when I started losing weight. I then checked every 4 hours, did I lose more weight? Did I lose more weight? And I became obsessed with the number.
Because when you're starting to lose weight, all you have to cling on to is that number, so you kind of get that validation from the scale, and then sometimes it can become a little obsessive.
Especially because there are so many factors in why the scale weighs or says what it does. And so if it was a little heavier, we would start freaking out, and it plays mind games with us. So we started weighing ourselves once a week, which was for us healthy. And now we very rarely weigh ourselves because we measure how we're doing by how we feel in our clothes, and how we look in the mirror, instead of becoming obsessed with the numbers, because the numbers we found really do mess us up. Number 5 is something that I always dealt with, but didn't realize I would still deal with when I started losing weight and when I lost all my weight. It's something called body dysmorphic disorder, where you believe that you're bigger than you actually are when you look in the mirror. I struggled with that throughout, my yo-yo dieting phase. And then when we started losing weight, both of us actually, we would go to the store and need to buy smaller clothes, but we would end up picking up clothing 3 or 4 sizes too big. We would say to each other, that's way too big for you. But in our heads, we were way bigger still. We thought we were bigger than we were. And I honestly thought that would go away. But even now, occasionally, I'll think of myself, I'll picture myself, and then I'll look in the mirror and I'll shock myself because I'll have pictured myself bigger than I actually am.
Sometimes I get that panic attack come on in my head, and I'll go to the bathroom and look, and then I'll go, oh, wait a minute, I'm not that big guy I was before. It's funny how that works.
I think because we were so big for so long, most of our lives, that it kind of stuck with us, and we still have to work on it sometimes and remind ourselves, no, we're not those people. We're these people now. So that is something that may happen to you as well, where you find yourself buying bigger sizes than you actually need. And that's okay. You'll eventually work through it like we did and we do.
you'll eventually waste enough money on big clothes, and you'll start to realize that.
Or someone will like see you and go, why are you wearing like a big sack? Number 6, coping with food. Kyle and I use food to cope. No matter what it was, bad day, bored, we couldn't deal with the emotions, so we used food, which is why we got so heavy. When we started portioning our food and we started dealing with the underlying issues, we thought that the needing food to cope would just go away. But what it actually did was, when we weren't careful, it would go into other areas. So for example, Kyle would still portion his food, but he found himself scooping bigger and bigger tablespoons of peanut butter, which was one of his favorite things. For myself, because I no longer used food and I portioned everything, I found myself getting addicted to gum, where I would chew packs and packs of gum a day. Like, I would go through 2 or 3 packs of gum a day because I started coping with that instead. Once I realized it, I actually did a couple videos on that a couple years ago. Now I can calm myself on it and go, oh wait, that's me coping. Or I'll find myself like obsessively cleaning and I'll be like, oh, this is me coping. And then I'll find out what the problem is, talk it out and work through it instead of moving it. Because if you're someone like us who does use food to cope and you start losing weight and stop using the food, be aware that it might start bouncing into something else, just like what it did for us.
Yeah, your coping won't go away unless you deal with the underlying trauma issues, usually from your childhood. And it's difficult to deal with, but you have to audit yourself and call yourself like, hey, I'm letting this peanut butter slide, and it's a slippery slope.
And I've done that too, where I'll find myself scooping more and more peanut butter or more yogurt or chocolate chips or whatever it is that I'm using, and I'm like, wait a minute, why am I doing that? Number 7 relates to this. We've always had anxiety, but we did not realize that when we stopped using food to cope, we didn't realize how bad our anxiety actually was. Like we were talking about before, how things were getting masked by our weight. Our anxiety, the severity of it was being masked by our using food to deal with stuff.
Yeah, we were self-medicating with food.
So just recently, actually, like this last year or so, we started experiencing anxiety really bad. Like I said, we've always had it, but never like this, where we were losing so much sleep. Our heads were running over and over throughout the day, where we were draining ourselves. And we finally realized, what is missing? Why are we both going through this massive anxiety all the time? Panic attacks, anxiety, no sleep. Then we realized, what's missing? We don't use food anymore. So now we've started meditating, we've started talking things out more. Whenever we, if we lost sleep or whenever we start getting anxious, we'll just say it to each other. And if we're by ourselves, I actually talk it out to myself alone.
And I used to think that a big tough man doesn't share anything with his wife, and now I'm learning that yes, you don't want to spill all your guts all the time, but confiding in your partner can be really helpful.
Or anyone that you feel close to, or if you don't feel that you have someone that you feel comfortable to, sometimes I talk to Hank, which is our dog, or I just write it out. Or like I said, I just talk to myself in the car on my way to work or whatever. So an example of meditating or how I do it now, if I find myself having a hard time sleeping at night, I will shut off the lights, lay in the dark, and focus on a part of my body. So my feet or my hands. And if you can get still enough and quiet enough in your head, you'll actually feel energy in your fingertips or in your toes or wherever you're concentrating on. And I find doing that, then I'll move to my legs, my knees. I'll do all the parts of my body, And I find that helps me fall asleep. And basically what meditating means to me is getting still enough and quiet enough in my body that I don't find my head spinning so much.
Quieting the thoughts. And we learn this stuff. If you want a book to read, a really good one, Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now.
Yes. And there's another one that we're currently reading. It's by David R. Hawkins. It's called Letting Go. And both of those books are really helping us with that. Before I get to number 8, let me just say, check us out on Instagram at the Collets. And if you don't want to miss these super cool videos, hit that bell for notifications. You don't want to cry and miss the videos. And if you want to be cool like me and wear this Fight Through It shirt, that will helps me fight through any struggle that I'm going through, check out the link below, and then you can be cool like this.
Yeah, that's exactly what they want.
Because we just got these cool long sleeves, and we got hoodies, and they're great for the gym, and they're great for just being you.
Yeah, check them out. Yeah. Links down below.
And also, we have 2 weight loss guides, the first 50 and the next 50. They're exactly how we lost our first and next 50 pounds, exactly what we ate and did. So if you want to check them out, check out the link below. Dudes and dudettes. So I said we're on number 8, but the truth is I lost count. So
we forgot.
Sorry, I'm human.
But we're still bringing more tips.
Okay, so we got 3 more tips for you. So whatever we're on, this is one of them, okay?
Yeah, we wish we knew all these things.
Okay, so next. The attention that we started getting when we started losing weight. When we were bigger, like I always tried to disappear. So I hid behind my hair. I often wore my hair down and in my face. I had my head down. And often I would get ignored, which is what I wanted. I didn't really want to be noticed. But as we started to lose weight and get more confident, we started getting noticed more at stores. We would go out shopping and, you know, cashiers or people around us, just random people shopping, would start having conversations with us or asking us to help them get something off the shelf or whatever it was, or just saying hi or complimenting us on what we were wearing. And we were like, it was a little uncomfortable at first because we were so used to wanting to hide our whole lives and so embarrassed of ourselves and how we looked that it was a little bit weird at first. Just know you'll get through it. And we actually do get a lot of questions about that. Like, how do you deal with more attention? A lot of our female viewers, followers, they'll ask, a lot of the females will ask, how do you deal with more male attention? And how we deal with more attention is we just remind ourselves that we love ourselves who we are now, and we're confident, and we just respond with love and positivity to everyone.
Because just remember the random strangers out there that are giving you more attention now that you're losing weight. They're feeling that you're more positive, you're more happy, so they want to return that to you. So
yeah, they feel that your energy is a higher energy, a more relatable energy now. So now we'll just say, hey, how's it going? Oh, thanks. Or sure, we'll help you. And we just share the love now. We're just like, cool, people want to love us. We're going to love them right back.
And it is, like Nicole said, it will feel uncomfortable at first, but you'll get used to it. And you'll start to kind of feel like you fit in your new body eventually.
Yeah, and you know, to be honest, like, we still have those days where we don't feel super confident, or we feel kind of like we're back in our old bodies, but that's okay. That's normal. And we eventually get back to our dancing selves.
So if you see us out in public walking around, don't be afraid. Say hello.
Say cheerio. Like hello, you know? We'll say hi back.
We're going to have people yelling Cheerios at the grocery store at us.
Please do. Like, if you see us, honestly, say cheerio, please. Cheerio. I can't do a good accent. Let's move on.
Yes, let's.
To whatever the next one is. You guys down below, comment what number we're on, please.
Help us out.
Help us out. Loose skin and stretch marks. This is something we get asked about a lot, and this is something we didn't really know about. I mean, we kind of knew we might have loose skin because our bodies were very stretched, but we didn't expect we just thought we were gonna feel great in these bodies. We didn't realize we might have loose skin that we might be embarrassed of sometimes.
Or that would always be there as like a reminder of, you used to be really big.
Or, you know, depending on how much loose skin you have, it might actually be uncomfortable. Like sometimes if we're doing intense workout, our loose skin might flop around a bit. So we wear compression clothing to kind of keep it in place. But the way I like to think of it now is like war wounds. Like we came through something we never thought that we could get through, and it makes us really proud, and it also makes us want to share with people. Like, don't be afraid of loose skin. Yes, you may depending on how much weight you have to lose, you may have loose skin, you might have stretch marks. Just know it can be minimized. We actually were able to minimize our loose skin by losing our weight slower, which was about 1 to 2 pounds a week, give or take. I mean,
like in the beginning,
sometimes it would go really fast.
In the beginning, it really flew off fast, but then eventually you hit plateaus and it slows down.
Yeah, so, you know, it was a steadier, it wasn't lose it all super fast. And it took us about 2 years to lose the whole 130 pounds. So that'll give you an idea. And by doing that, we were able to minimize the amount. Like for how heavy we were, we do have fairly little loose skin. So it's okay. Wear it with positivity and confidence. You did it. You lost the weight. It's okay to have loose skin. So this next one, we basically kind of just like went over that a little bit. Like when we lose weight, like we were really big when we started losing weight. We had a lot of weight to lose. So because we had so much to lose, it came off very quickly at first. And then, like Kyle just mentioned, it started to slow down and we hit plateaus. And one thing we didn't know is that you will hit a plateau, and it is normal to hit a plateau. Your body does not like change, so it gets used to things, and then when it gets used to it,
it wants to stay there.
It wants to stay there. So then you have to shock it again by doing something different. So we learned along the way that we would have to keep changing things up. Plateaus are normal. That's one thing we wish we knew. And we changed things up, and then we would lose some more weight. So it's possible to keep pushing through, and that's it. And I just want to hit you with one bonus. Don't hit you. I just want to say one bonus thing before we end the video is that a lot of people often will come and they'll feel bad and they'll beat themselves up because they went off track. And just know this is one thing that we weren't prepared for. Failure is also part of the journey. If you don't fail, you can't succeed. We failed many, many times. The point is to learn from the failure or the mistake. Know that you're worth it to get back on track and keep going. Failure actually made us stronger and better. We got better every time.
Yeah, nobody accomplishes anything great without slipping up along the way. Just keep that in mind.
Every successful person fails first. So there's your bonus. Failure is part of the journey. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Know you're never alone in your struggle to lose weight. Know that we thought it was impossible to lose. We thought it was impossible to lose weight, let alone lose 130 pounds and start putting on muscle, and to get the confidence enough to go on camera and share with others and let them know that they're not alone. So you can do it. You are worth it. You are never alone. This is a community. Let us know in the comments. We have amazing friends that we love when they respond and help everybody out. You know, we read all your comments. We can't always answer them all, but just know you are not alone. We are here for you. We believe in you, and you can do this. Thanks for watching, dudes and dudettes.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed this. Do one last thing. If you didn't already, don't forget to like and subscribe. Or what?
Or what? Uh-oh.
The foam roller of doom. It's got lots of crevicey, rolly things. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, hit the likes.
You were an only child, right?
Maybe.
It's hard to tell.
Maybe I was. Bye guys. Love ya. Peace out. My hands are still there. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.
Time for bed, buddy.